everyone, it's Janet with Sugar Shine Designs, and today I'm going to show you how to make this cute little baby congratulations card. I'm going to use this new monkey, which is part of the CottageCutz release for baby, as well as some old favorites from CottageCutz. Now the new release has 42 new baby designs, and you'll want to go to the website and check that out. In addition to the monkey, you get the little balloons at the top, and this gives you some versatility to use this for other projects as well. Now the background doily comes from a set called Oval Doily and Frame, which is also available from CottageCutz. For the clouds and the sun, I used the clouds and sun set from CottageCutz, and I used all three of these clouds and the sun in this card. Two of the clouds went into the interior of the card, which I nested into the oval sets. Now the stitched oval set was nested using several different pieces together. And then I stamped the baby boy message, and that left me plenty of room below here for any message I want to write to the recipient. Well, one feature of this card is the background here, created out of vellum, and it is run through the cuttlebug embossing folder called Oxford, and that gave it a texture that I think resembles very closely a baby's blanket. Now I use this polka dotted vellum and the congratulations phrase, also from CottageCutz. Now I did add some shadowing to this monkey. I used chalk because I felt that gave me a little bit more control, and I just shaded his stomach and his face. So let's move on now to the inside of the card. Now this was done with using 3 ovals, and I shaded these with distressed ink, vintage photo. So all 3 of these, including the vellum, has the shading, and then I also used Salty Ocean to edge all of the clouds in this card, both on the front and the back. So I'm going to put this card together by adhering all the pieces inside, and when we come back I'll show you the finished product. And here's the finished interior of the card, and you'll see that I tucked the clouds in between the different ovals to get the final look there. Now let's move on to the exterior of the card where the real fun is. First I'll walk through all the pieces of this card, starting with this 6x6 card base, which was edged with the distressed ink. And then on top of that we have several different pieces. I have this vellum embossed piece, which I also shaded on the edges, and then this golden brown piece, which sits first on the card base. Then the vellum on top of that, and then in the center of all that is the little doily. Now I wanted to show you this because there's 2 pieces to this doily, and I just used the interior, not the exterior, so that piece right there. I then took Salty Ocean distressed ink, and I used that as a shadowing effect on the front of the doily as well as on the edges. And that I just think adds a little bit more dimension and interest for the area where the monkey is going to sit. So let's take a look at a few other pieces. First we've got the cloud with some edging again, and then we've got the 2 balloons. It actually comes with the balloon with monkey set. And then here's the congratulations phrase that I cut out of two layers of cardstock, one in light and one in dark. Then I offset that and glued it so that it had a little bit of a shadow instead of being just a flat phrase. Let's take a closer look at our little monkey. Now there are lots of pieces to this, including his feet, his tail, these 2 balloon strings, and then the several pieces for his stomach and face and so on. Now in black we cut out these balloon strings, and then his nose and the 2 little cute eyebrows. Additionally, we have a light brown and a dark brown cardstock that we use to create the little monkey's face and stomach and little details. Now let's take a closer look at what I've done to create some shaping to these 2 little balloons. Now on the back of each balloon I have a piece of double-sided foam tape, and I did the same on the monkey, and you'll see the monkey has a little bit of a curve to it there. Now you see I also added some bits of Scotch tape here at the balloon and at his tail, and that's just to give some more stability to those pieces that tend to be a little weak. And then that additional curving in the tummy and then the balloons, I do that simply by taking each piece before I put the foam tape on it and pressing down in the center to create a little bit of a bulge. And the foam tape added in the center just helps to maintain that shape. Same thing with the little monkey and using the tool and the foam tape, and you get a little bit of a cute belly on our little monkey, which is a nice little touch to it. To finish him off, I added a couple little googly eyes and took a black magic marker and put on his smiley face. Okay, I'm going to speed this up now to show how it's all constructed. And first, of course, I'll put down the base of the card using wet glue. I do that because I'm just not very good at centering right away, and so that gives me some time to wiggle things around. And even on this case, I still have a little bit wider background on my right than left. That's the way it goes. That's why we call it crafting, right? So next goes the vellum piece, and on this one I actually do use double-sided tape, and that's just because with vellum I've noticed that wet glue doesn't necessarily adhere or hold all that well. Also, sometimes the wet glue does dry and show through, so this works best in my experience for the vellum. And I put it so that the narrow piece is at the top and the wider piece at the bottom, so I have room for my expression there at the bottom. Moving on, I'll attach the blue doily, and I'm going to use double-sided foam tape for that. Now you'll notice when I flip this piece over that you'll see I used some ink in the background there, but that was just a test piece, and I decided I needed to use a lighter hand for the actual card, so that's why you see that on the front. Next comes the cloud, which I simply glued flat onto the card. And on top of that is going to go the sun with just a little bit of foam tape, and it's going to be offset on our cloud just a little to give some more dimension. Next comes the monkey. I use a little bit of wet glue around the edges, the tail, and the sides, so that when I peel off the protective strip, it'll stick down and still have that curved shape. We're nearly done finishing our card. All we need to do is place the monkey and the balloons, and then finally glue the congratulations phrase onto the vellum, place some enamel dots, and then some glue dots behind the enamel dots so we can secure it to the card. And there we have it. It's our cute congratulations baby boy card made with CottageCutz dies. Thanks for spending time with me today as I showed you how to make this cute little project. I hope to see you soon, and until then, keep crafting.